Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the course Engineering Chemistry, Module 1, Water and its Treatment, Lecture 6. I am Dr. Harika Patnala, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. In the previous classes, we have discussed about the estimation of total hardness of water and we have done the numericals. So, the total hardness of water, temporary and permanent hardness of water which are present in the water, we have determined. So, in today's class, we are going to discuss about the various problems, boiler troubles which are faced in the industry because of these hardness causing salts. Boiler fed water. There are the various troubles we are facing within the boilers because of these hardness causing salts. What are the hardness causing salts? Calcium, magnesium salts. What are those salts? Bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium, chlorides and sulfates of calcium and magnesium. Let us take that feed water, the water which we have taken into the boiler. So, if we use this hard water, the boiler gets corroded. We are going to face many problems such as wastage of fuel and sudden rapid boiling which cause sometimes explosions. So, in order to eradicate these, what are the reasons for the boiler troubles we have to find out. There are the various boiler troubles. Before that, what is the water we have used in the boiler? Boiler fed water. See, the water which is used in the boiler for the steam generation. Water is fed to the boiler and heated to produce the steam. The steam is used to run the turbines for certain chemical reactions which we are going to use in industry. A boiler should water contain the corresponding compositions. What are the compositions required? Guys, it should be below, its hardness should be below 0.2 ppm. Our drinking water can be 150 to 200 ppm, but the hardness which is present in the boilers, nothing but the water which is used in the boiler should be 0.2 ppm. Why so? Otherwise, the calcium and magnesium salts which are present in the water will react with the chemicals or it reacts with the boiler material, nothing but the iron, and gives corroding products. Its casting alkalinity due to the OH minus ions should lies between 0.15 and 0.45 ppm. Its soda alkalinity, this is the range. Its casting alkalinity is range of 0.15 to 0.45. Its soda alkalinity, nothing but sodium carbonate, should be 0.15 to 1 ppm. What are the various boiler troubles and how we are going to treat those boilers? Treatment. Excess of impurities if present in the boiler fed water generally causes the following problems. If water is contains of all these calcium and magnesium salts, there are the various troubles we are facing. How to treat this water, how to purify the water, and what are the steps to be taken to reduce the troubles. So the first one is priming and foaming. Second one is scales and sludges formation, castic embrittlement, and boiler corrosion. All these are the four troubles we are going to face. The first one is the priming and foaming. What's meant by priming? If water consists of these salts, if you boil the water for the steam generation, along the steam, some of the water droplets will carried away. Because of all these salts, we are going to increase the temperature. If there is any unequal level of boiler, if the water level is more, if the velocity of steam is more, along with the steam, some of the water droplets are carried forward. So the water droplets which are carried along with the steam, they stagnated along the tubes within the curves, condenses. They stay back. So the salts which are present in the water, they will block the flow of the steam. Day by day, the boiler efficiency gets reduced. So the priming is one of the reasons for the boiler trouble. In order to it reduces the efficiency of the boiler. Due to the rapid boiling, the steam may carry some water droplets along with it. While steam generation, some of the water droplets are carried along with the steam. This is called wet steam. That is, the steam will block the condensers, boilers where they clog near the tubes, at the bends, joints. They will, the salts will settle there. The salts which are deposited day by day, the flow of the steam was reduced. The efficiency of the boiler gets reduced. So the process of wet steam produces is called priming. The steam which is produced in the wet form is nothing but priming. It can reduce the heat of the steam and causes corrosion in the pipelines. So the steam, if they are having water droplets, they will block the pipes and boilers at the joints and rivets, bends. This salt gets deposited, it reacts with the iron metal of the boiler and gets corroded within the pipelines. Priming is due to improper design of the boiler. The boiler should be designed properly. There should not be extra joints, extra cuts, corners. Should be smooth finishing and free flow. See, if you take this, this is different from this. So there are the chances for the to settle. The corners, sharp corners, there are the chances for the salts to deposit more than the slope side. So this is not preferred. This is preferred. So improper design of the boiler, which is the reason for the priming. High water levels. We should maintain the water level properly. If we use a high level of waters, along with the steam which is generated, the water droplets are carried. High velocity of steam. The steam velocity is properly maintained. Uneven boiling. The temperature should not be changed. Slowly, gradually, the temperature increased and maintained. So, improper design, water level, velocity of steam, uneven boiling, all these are the reasons for the priming. How it can be controlled? So, the boiler should be designed properly. Maintaining proper level of water in the boiler. Avoid rapid change in the steam generation. Proper weigh methods and during the boiling methods. This is all about the priming. Foaming. We are going to notice that foam, which is permanent foam during the boiling of water. This is the foam is because of oils, fats which are present in the water sample. If oils and greases and fats are present in the water sample, they produces bubbles on the water surface. Along with the steam, the bubbles are formed. This will increase the wet steam production. This is known as foaming. So foam is produced which is permanent foam which cannot be easily removed. So in order to remove this permanent foaming, we have to use anti-foaming agents. Because of this foam, wet steam is produced rapidly. In order to control this wet steam, so the wet steam is produced because of the oils and greases. So we have to use anti-foaming agent. The anti-foaming agent is used to remove the foaming. Nothing but example synthetic polyamides and castor oils are used as the anti-foaming agents. Nothing but the boiler which is coated with castor oils and everything in order to prevent this foaming. Coagulants which we are used the aluminum hydroxide which remove all the collateral particles and these foaming agents. Foaming and priming are collectively known as carry-over. The steam, along with the steam, wet drops are carried out. So this is nothing but carry-over, is nothing but priming and foaming. So priming and foaming can be removed by using anti-foaming agents and proper boiling methods and maintaining the water levels and velocity levels. And let us see the next boiler trouble is nothing but scales and sludges. These are the main boiler troubles which we are facing nowadays and which leads to the explosions and accidents too within the industries. In boilers, water evaporates continuously. How the scales and sludges formation we are going to learn here. In boilers, water evaporates continuously and the concentration of the dissolved salts increases progressively. If we boil the water continuously, if water consists of these salts, water evaporates and the salts settles down. When their concentration reaches saturation point, if we continuously boil the water, all the salt separates out at a saturation point, they are thrown out of the water. Nothing but within the water, before boiling the water, all these salts in the dissolved form. After boiling the water, during the steam generation and evaporation of water, these salts are separated in the form of PPT, precipitate, in the form of precipitate on the inner walls of the boiler. What is happening? These salts which are precipitated out, they will settle at the joints, bolts, at the rivets, at the curves, and these salts which are responsible, a layer of these salts which are deposited. If the precipitation takes place in the form of loose and slimy precipitate is called sludge. If the precipitate which is formed loose and slimy is called sludge. On the other hand, if the precipitate is very hard adhere coating on the inner walls of the boiler is called scale. Let us take an example. Let us say this is the boiler. This is the boiler. This is the water. If it is having sludges are formed, sludges can be easily removed. These are the sludges. If this is the boiler, if this is the water, these are the scales which are hard adhere coating on inside the boiler. These are the scales. Sometimes sludges also will form. Sludges also will be formed. So, if you take this is the boiler, these are the sludges. These are the scales. The hard adhere coating of the inside of the boiler. During boiling method, if you boil the water, boiling, sludges are loose precipitates. Let us see that. Sludges is a soft, loose, slimy PPT formed within the boiler. Sludges is a soft, loose, slimy PPT formed within the boiler. Sludges can be easily scraped off with a wire brush. It can be easily removed with the help of wire brush. Sludges are formed at the colder portion of the boiler. If you boil continuously, these are where are the colder portions, these are separates out. Sludges are formed by substances which are having greater solubility in hot water. So, sludges are formed by the substances which are having greater solubility in hot water than in cold water. What are those? Magnesium chloride, calcium carbonate, all these are the responsible for the sludges. See, example for the sludge formation of salts are magnesium carbonate, magnesium chloride and calcium chloride. These are the salts are responsible for the sludges. Disadvantages of sludge formation. Sludges are poor conductor of heat. They tend to waste the portion of heat generated. There are the bad conductor of heats, so most of the heat energy which we have supplied is wasted. If sludges are formed along with the scales, they get trapped. Formed is nothing but sludges get trapped in the later, nothing but the sludges are trapped within the scales, which is difficult to remove. Excess sludge formation disturbs the working of the boiler. The more the sludges are formation, the efficiency of the boiler gets getting down. How to prevent the sludge formation? By using well softened water. Either the purified water we have to use, or if frequently blow down operation. The sludges which are formed immediately should be removed by blowing down the operation. Nothing but there is a channel at the bottom of the boiler. The sludges which are formed at the bottom, with the help of the bottom channel within the boiler, which we can be removed by removing the sludges at the bottom itself. Next, scales, which are the hard deposits, sticks very firmly on the inner surface of the boiler. It is very typical, which sticks to the boiler. Scales are difficult to remove, even with the help of hammer and chisel. See, sludges can be easily removed with wire brush, but even with the help of hammer and chisel, the scales are very hard coating. Like a paint, they get deposited, which are the bad conductors of heat. Scales are the main sources of troubles. These are the main reason for the troubles in the boilers. Formation of scales are maybe due to because of calcium bicarbonate, magnesium chloride and calcium sulfate. So, calcium bicarbonate, magnesium chloride and calcium sulfate, all these are the responsible for the scales formation. The first one is, let us take that calcium bicarbonate, deposition of calcium bicarbonate. If water consists of calcium bicarbonate, it gives calcium carbonate in the form of PPT gets settles down, and water and the carbon dioxide are the byproducts. Calcium carbonate is the main cause of the scale formation in the low pressure boilers. There are the two types of boilers. One is low pressure boiler and another is the high pressure boilers. CaCO3 in the low pressure boilers easily separates out, but in high pressure boilers CaCO3 is soluble. Calcium carbonate is easily precipitated in the low pressure boilers, but in high pressure boilers calcium carbonate is soluble form. So calcium carbonate reacts with water which is present in the boiler, gives calcium hydroxide, which is a soft scale. This is a soft scale in the low pressure boilers. This is the calcium hydroxide which is responsible for the soft scale. Indirectly, calcium bicarbonate gets converted to calcium carbonate to calcium hydroxide, which is a soft scale formed within the boiler. Hydrolysis of magnesium salts. The magnesium salts like magnesium chloride or magnesium carbonate, which are present in the water, dissolved magnesium salts undergo hydrolysis forming magnesium hydroxide PPT. Magnesium hydroxide PPT is formed. Magnesium chloride reacts with water, gives magnesium hydroxide. This is the PPT which leads to the scale in high pressure boilers. And other reason for the scales formation is calcium sulfate. The solubility of calcium sulfate in water decreases with rise of temperature. As the temperature increases, solubility of CaSO4 decreases. So CaSO4 separates out as PPT. With rise of temperature, the calcium sulfate solubility decreases. Therefore, the calcium sulfate is soluble in cold water but almost incompletely soluble in boiled water. So, calcium sulfate is soluble in cold water but almost completely insoluble in superheated water. In superheated water, it is insoluble. So, by boiling the water, these are the calcium sulfate separates out as a PPT. Consequently, calcium gets precipitated calcium sulfate as hard scale on heated portions of the boiler. This is the main reason of scales in high pressure boilers. In high pressure boilers at high temperatures, these are the calcium sulfate separates as a PPT and gets deposited at the heated portions. Disadvantage of scales formation. Wastage of fuel. Why is the wastage of fuel? We know that the hard scales are responsible for the bad conductor of heat. So, in order to generate the steam, we are going to increase the temperature. So, there is a wastage of fuel. Lowering of boiler safety. As we increase the temperature of the boiler in order to rapidly produce the steam, so the boiler gets weakened. So, the safety of the boiler gets reduced. Decrease in the efficiency. These are the scales and sludges which block the pipes and the rivets joints. Near the joints, the steam production efficiency is reduced. Therefore, it takes more time for the generation of the steam and wastage of fuel, and boilers also gets affected at high temperatures, decreasing the efficiency. And danger of explosion. If we continuously, in order to increase the production of the steam, what we will do, if the efficiency is reduced, we are going to continuously raise the temperature. If we raise the temperature, what is happening? Let us see. If this is a boiler, there are the scales which are formed here. If you continuously supply the heat energy, we continuously rapidly increase the energy, at certain time these scales will break. That is the heat energy directly reach to the water sample. So suddenly water gets boiled. Sudden boiling. Sudden explosions will take place. Sometimes accidents will take place. So danger of explosion. So all these are the problems are raised because of the sludges and scales. Wastage of fuel, lowering of boiler safety, decrease in efficiency, and danger of explosion. How to prevent the scales? Scales can be prevented including efficient softening of water. We have to use the softened water or removal of hardness producing constraints of water. Nothing but either water should be purified or we have to go for the blow down operation. Blow down operation. Either external treatment we have to go or blow down operation. With the help of blow down operation, scales and sludges, or either we have to use the softened water. In today's class, we have come across all the boiler troubles. While boiling the water, along with the water and nothing but along with the steam, we are going to get all these salts which blocks the condenser joints, rivets, and which are these salts. Along with the steam, some of the water droplets are carried out, which leads to the priming and foaming. Sludges, the loose limby PPT which was found, which can be easily removed with a wire brush. These are because of magnesium carbonate and magnesium chloride. And scales. Scales are hard adhere coating or inside the boiler, which can be removed by the blow down operation or with the help of the softening water. These two are responsible for the formation of scales. These can be removed by proper boiling methods, boiling techniques, and by using the softening water and a blow down operation. In the next class, we are going to discuss about the one more boiler trouble is caustic embrittlement. Thank you.